Okay, so I didn't calm down a little bit. I didn't looked at a couple of his 2K stats. As a matter of fact, let me look at some now while we're here. Let's just look at Chris Paul's stats. If you trade Chris Paul to the Warriors, right? Let's just trade Chris Paul to the Warriors real quick. Don't even matter. Right? According to 2K, Chris Paul will be the second best player at an 87 overall. About to be 38. He's a cool shooter. He says he's an A+ defender. That's what we need, but we need a center still. We still need a center. You can't rely on Looney to get 25 rebounds every game. We need another 7-footer, maybe Dwight or something. We can't just have Chris Paul and that's it. Like, look at him, bro. This is what y'all go. This is what we seeing next season. We're gonna be seeing Chris Paul on the Warriors, bro. As far as Jordan Poole goes, and him going to Washington, Poole will be the third best player. But like, I ain't gonna lie, this might work for him. Cause now you can say he got his own team. Bill ain't gonna be here, right? Beal is gone. Oh no. Anyway, Poole get his own team. Yeah, Porzingis is gone too. But yeah, Poole got his own team. He the best player on the Wizards. He get his own team. He can do whatever he want to do. He ain't got no Beal. He ain't got no Porzingis. It's just him. So now he could go F around, do whatever he want to do. He could go dribble off his foot. He could throw the ball off the rim. He could do whatever he want to do in Washington because ain't nobody watching. He can get away with it. He can get away with doing that in Washington. But it's just, when we click next door, we got Chris Paul and the Warriors. If Chris Paul get his knees done and turn into this, then maybe that'd be different. 6'10", 6'11", Chris Paul, that would help. But it's only 6 foot, 38, injury prone. He still be the sixth man, you know. Like I said, half this team gonna be gone. In my honest opinion, we need to get rid of. If we're looking at this list, we already got rid of Poole. I think Kuminga's getting traded possibly tonight at the draft. Half, yeah, yeah, Iggy's probably retiring. So from this green dude down, traded or release gone, something. Things of that nature. Hold on. Somebody takes me. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on, chat. Hold on. All right, I'm back. But yeah, from probably green down is either traded, gone, something. And like I said, I think Kuminga might be getting traded tonight at the draft. I just think honestly we need a center. Who are some free agents we need to be getting at? Who are some notable free agents? Yeah, let's go ahead and get Dwight. We get DeMarcus. Shoot, somebody. I just know we can't just be content with a 6 foot Chris Paul going into next season. I just know that much. Like I said, Chris Paul is gonna be the sixth man. He's not gonna start over Clay. Yeah, this is more like gonna be the starting five. Chris Paul coming off the bench. Cause I don't see this. This is too small. This is still too small, right? Okay, like this. This is way too small. Chris Paul, Curry, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond. Yeah, that's not good. Because then you got to play teams like this, right? teams that got like Jokic, Davis, Sabonis, it's up with you. I don't care what nobody say. It's still up with you. Have the Mayo. Like, we need a Capella, Adams. Matter of fact, let me see what this looks like. Let's trade Smart. Yeah, Dylan Brooks. No. Yeah, let me see how this looks. Because he gonna be gone. He gone. Because he's suspended. That's gonna be the starting five. Interesting. It's gonna be an interesting team in Memphis. But yeah, let me see what y'all think. Let me see some more opinions on this. Okay, so we got my dog Kenny for real. I just need some type of opinion, bro. Like,
It's the word.
Because again, like I said, I could be wrong about the video earlier. I said Chris Paul. I don't know about the Warriors getting Chris Paul like this. Because we need a center. But I could be wrong.
Y'all, we are back.
Because we just looked at his 2K stats. They said he's a great on-ball defender at 37 years old.
One Take Kenny is here in full effect. We just talked about Porzingis, Marcus Smart, Tyus Jones being traded for each other. And now we got Chris Paul being a Golden State Warrior. This hit us 12 minutes ago. That's how quick we get to the basement when we start the film. 12 minutes ago, and we 2027 second round pick. It is Jordan Poole, and it is Ryan Rollins. That is the cost of Chris Paul? I don't know how to feel. Now, again, this happened 12 minutes ago. I haven't looked at no forums. I ain't even looked at Twitter other than seeing Shams' post, right? If I am a Warriors fan, I am very skeptical of this, man.
See, so now I feel better about the video I just posted because, like I said, I don't know how to feel about Chris Paul being a Warrior, bro. I've been watching the Warriors for a very long time. I don't know how I feel about Chris Paul being here. He's old. He's pushing 40. He's injury prone. He doesn't win. Ain't never won. It's like, what do we do with Chris Paul, bro? Do we trade Chris Paul?
This is the first move of Mike Dunleavy Jr.'s tenure as the guy over there. After this is not a Bob Myers move. I'll say that right up front. This is not a Bob Myers move.
I'm about to release my video because I told y'all this is not Bob Myers. This is Mike Dunleavy. That Dunleavy dude did this as his first move. Should have got a center, but instead you want to get little 6 foot Chris Paul. We borderline the same height. Me and Chris Paul borderline the same height, bro. Like we don't need that. We need somebody 6'10", 6'11", in the post, catching, finishing, getting boards.
Move. You traded a young 24-ish-year-old player for a guy that might be, well, he's on the last leg. We watched Chris Paul last season. Y'all know Chris Paul is my favorite player of all time. I like this from the Chris Paul perspective. He gets another opportunity to potentially win a championship, that elusive NBA championship. He's playing for a team that's got a lot of those in recent history. But you trade this young player. And I think this might showcase that there's a disconnect between the value us NBA fans might see with Jordan Poole versus what the front office people. Because 4 years, $140 million, even in the moment, if you go watch those videos where we're talking about these extensions between him, Tyler Hero, I think Anthony Simon signed 4 year, $100 million, which is less than that, obviously. We were like, man, this is a lot of money. This is a lot of money. And here we go, a year and two, and I don't even think the contract starts this year. So that 440 is going to Washington right now. And you might have thought that the cost or the value of Jordan Poole would be a lot higher than Chris Paul. But obviously, it's what Chris Paul was about to get waived 2 weeks ago. And okay, take a step back. This is a lot of rambling out of that. If there's one
Is she texting someone behind your back?
I feel like if there's one positive, we get a defender, but that's not enough.
Positive of this from the Warriors' perspective, or my perspective,
we get some veteran
perspective of it as a non-Warrior fan, is that we're about to see the one thing that made me become a real Steph Curry fan was the movement off the ball. And now that they have an additional playmaker with Chris Paul, we're about to see a lot of
No, Steph Curry gonna be running track.
off-ball Steph Curry, and that's going to be dangerous for the league. But on the other side of things, you have 6 foot Chris Paul, 6'3" Steph Curry. When those dudes are on the court together, it might be a struggle at that perimeter defense thing. You know what I'm saying? The first move of Mike Dunleavy Jr.'s tenure, man, and I just don't know how to feel. Wizards fans get their first round pick after not getting one from Bradley Beal or Kristaps Porzingis. It was for Chris Paul. This is how weird the NBA is. This offseason is already going crazy with this trade going down. And now you get Jordan Poole. If I'm the Wizards fans, I feel really good about this. Because it's over the...
Yeah, because now you get a young Jordan Poole. He can do whatever he want to do. It's his team. You know, you got no Porzingis, no Beal. It's just him hooping.
Next 4 years of Jordan Poole's career, there's no real world we about to be right back and take attention. So even if it turns out to be a bad contract or Jordan Poole doesn't hit the next step that maybe you believe he could potentially do, you still got to hit a salary floor. You still got to pay people. And why not take a chance on the dude that we saw a couple years ago be really, really good? I mean, Jordan Poole is a quality NBA player with potential attached to him. And you didn't give up anything that you cared about. You were trading or waiving Chris Paul regardless, Wizards fans. So you take this in stride. Now, does this? I hope that this doesn't change their philosophy when it comes to the draft in a couple hours, because I don't want them to pass up on another guard if they believe that guard is the real deal in a couple seasons. But now we got Jordan Poole and Tyus Jones. We don't need another guard, so let's reach for a small forward, a power forward, a center. Draft the best player available in your eyes and let the rest fall into play, because there's no such thing as an untradeable contract, even if Jordan Poole doesn't turn out to be the player that you want him to be. I don't know how this looks. Does Chris Paul become now this super six-man point guard in the mold of what Jordan Poole was doing coming off the bench? Because I don't see it being great to start off with all of those dudes together on the court. But if we keep the Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Wiggins, Draymond, Loon Dog lineup to start off with, that's dope. And now we can see this third stretch of Chris Paul's career, because he's gone through a lot. He's went through the years where he was one of the best in basketball. Do not forget that he was 4th in MVP in like his 3rd year of his career. Don't you forget. I know you only remember the last couple years of Chris Paul when he ain't been all that. He was like that. And then once he ended up getting traded.
I said earlier, like, this isn't Chris Paul from like when he first started and he was like going crazy when he was on the cover, I think 2K7. One of them old 2Ks. If we got that Chris Paul, then it's over. It ain't even over. But it's not. We got an old man Chris Paul. So it's like getting Vince Carter.
See, I thought that was like the second portion of his
Vince
career.
like that,
He's more of a vet, can also still perform. Obviously,
the Raptors.
He made an all-star appearance then. And then now he might be transitioning to a dude that comes off your bench and give you high-quality minutes off the bench. But this is
I'm going to have my magnifying glass on Chris Paul.
A high price to pay for potentially just a one-year rental. We cannot ignore the fact that Draymond Green punched the hell out of Jordan Poole about a year or so.
I think that's kind of the main reason why he got traded too, was because Draymond wasn't having it another year of Jordan Poole running his mouth. So I think that's probably played another part of it, because you already know Draymond is not punching on Chris Paul. As old as Chris Paul is, Draymond not putting hands on Chris Paul. I think, don't they got like the same manager or something like that? Or like they part of the LeBron group. They're part of LeBron's group, so you know that's not going to
go. So that probably plays a part. It's like, yeah, we just want to wash our hands of that relationship. And I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Poole was in the air when we were in the NBA Finals and Draymond Green was doing his podcast on the BR app. He had Steve Kerr on one of the episodes, and Steve Kerr was saying he was praising the Denver Nuggets about all of their players buying in and not complaining about the situation. Mostly talk about how like Christian Brown and Bruce Brown spot minutes in particular series, but when we got to the finals, those dudes played great minutes, and basically throwing shots that the young players on his team, it seemed like they complaining a lot. This just doesn't feel like a move that Bob Myers would have done last year. Again, we can't just keep comparing it to Bob Myers, but it hasn't been that long since he left. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very interested to see what else happens with the Warriors, because there's rumors about Kuminga as well. I think
he might be getting traded tonight.
I would be very pressed if I was a Warriors fan and we decided to trade the entire future for this one last dance. And listen, Steph Curry deserves it. Like, I've made videos on this channel that you need to buy into Steph Curry while you can, because he's still a top 3 to 5 player in the NBA. Like, he's still that good. And they've tried to do this balancing act of, we're going to develop this young talent and usher those dudes in as Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond start to decline. And even though they won a championship while doing that, those younger players that you wanted to build up didn't play. Kuminga didn't play. Moses Moody played a little bit in that title run. Jordan Poole played in that title run, but for the most part, those younger dudes didn't really get that moment, didn't really get it. I would be very, very surprised if they decided to clean house of all of the young talent in order to compete for a couple more seasons, because I do believe that you want to eventually usher some of those dudes in. And maybe Mike Dunleavy is saying, hey, the guys that y'all drafted here, I don't mess with. I don't think that Kuminga, Jordan Poole, Moses Moody, all the others, Ryan Rollins, are the guys that can be the next chapter. So you know what? We're going to ship them out right now where they got value. Like, I saw a report that the Indiana Pacers are involved with Kuminga or interested in Kuminga. Is it true? We'll see in a couple hours. But this trade...
Who's on the Pacers?
On
Now, we could steal Miles Turner. Because he's kind of like a stretch. He's not Karl Anthony Towns. I'd rather have Karl Anthony Towns than Miles Turner, but...
surface level, though, I'm giving the Wizards like a straight up A. I know, again, it's a lot of money to Jordan Poole, but like, what else are you're paying? You're not gonna pay Kuzma, right? You're not, right? Hey, they might try to bring Kuzma back now. I ain't gonna lie to you. But you just have money that you need to spend, so why not take a chance on this dude? And again, in a couple years down the line, if it don't work out, you can flip him again. And you got a first-round pick for a dude that you didn't really care about to keep on the team. Chris Paul would say, like, hey, I'm staying on the West Coast regardless. Washington, East Coast. You know what I'm saying? But for the Warriors, this trade is one of the ones that I need to see it on court first before I really feel about. My initial gut reaction.
That's pretty much what I'm thinking right now. I got to see it on the court first before I start flipping this green screen upside down, because it could either go one or two ways. It could either go, A, Chris Paul helps us out a lot defensively, because we needed that. We need some defensive help. But we also need a rebounder, inside center. So either A, Chris Paul can help us out a lot, or B, this green screen will be flipped upside down almost every Warriors game. One or the other.
Reaction to this,
because I'm not having Chris Paul taking vacations like this, bro. Like how he did versus Denver. I said if I was Chris Paul, I'd just sit the rest of the season out, because you're not beating Denver. He knew that. That's why he took the rest of the series off.
From the Warriors' perspective, is I don't really like it. But then again, it's one of the ones that I need to see it on court first before I really feel about. My initial gut reaction to this trade from the Warriors' perspective is I don't really like it. But then again, Steph Curry and Klay moving because there's another guy that can get them into their spots. I'm excited about that part. But again, with the idea of winning another championship, Chris Paul is not in a position of need. But hold on. Chris Hayes, hold on. Live. The Golden State Warriors will not waive Chris Paul and is looking forward to partnering with the star to make a championship run. Was that even a question? When this trade broke, I didn't think, they gonna waive him and do. Hello? When it Christian, because there's another guy that can get him into their spots. I'm excited about that part. But again, with the idea of winning another championship,
What was that?
Chris Paul is not in a position of need. But hold on. Chris Hayes, hold on. Live. The Golden State Warriors will not waive Chris Paul and is looking forward to partnering with the star to make a championship run. Was that even a question? When this trade broke, I didn't think, they gonna waive him and do. Hello? All right, let me know what you think. Warriors fans, please let me know. Y'all don't do big trades like this. This is not
our behavior. We sign players. We don't trade. That's what we do.
Part, but again,
we didn't trade KD. We signed
of
him.
need.
So did we just trade him and waive him?
Hold on. Chris Hayes, hold on. Live. The Golden State Warriors will not waive Chris Paul and is.
Well, you already about to irritate me, bro. What did he just say?
Chris Hayes, hold on. Live. The Golden State Warriors will not waive Chris Paul and is looking forward to partnering with the star to make a championship run. Was that even a question?
So Chris Paul's not on the Warriors, bro. Bro, I'm losing brain cells, bro. I don't know what's going on. NBA world, what's going on? What? I don't. What? Chris Hayes? I'm confused. Oh, they will not waive. I thought he said waived. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know, chat. I don't know how to feel about this.
When this trade broke, I didn't think, oh, they gonna waive him and do. Hello?
Too bad we can't trade Chris Paul from Wemby.
All right, let me
If
know
we
what you
could do
think.
that,
Warriors fans,
it's
please,
over.
please let me know.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. Maybe, like I said, it could be something special in there. We get a little package and get us a good little center, and I'll be happy again. Or, I don't know. I don't know about this one. Anyways, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you do subscribe, we really appreciate it. See y'all in the next video, man.